Welcome to Allies or Enemies. This time we are looking at Forever Home, published by Birdwood Games. Our copy was provided by the publisher, but the thoughts are all our own. Forever Home is a 1 to 5 player game designed by Lottie and Hazell, all about running a dog shelter and getting dogs into the right homes. You do this through tile placement, fulfilling training goals, and generally interacting with all of these super adorable dogs. But before we get too caught up with deciding who is the goodest boy, let's look at how it plays.
In Forever Home, players take 2 actions per turn. These actions can include taking a dog tile, taking a training card, or moving a dog to an adjacent space, and you can do any 2 of these in any order or combination. The point of all of this is to make the dogs on your board line up with the shapes on your cards. When you correctly train a dog, you get the points on the bottom right of the card, and you home the number of dogs on the top left, meaning move that many dogs to any one of the homes on the top of your board. And these homes connect with the semi-randomized cards that give players goals, like having 2 of the same dog, or groups of specific dogs, or all different dogs. You also score points for commendations, which again are randomized each game, and give players competitive goals to have the most of certain dogs doing certain things, like staying in the shelter, being in different homes, or just being homed in general. The game continues until someone completes 7 training cards, at which time all the points from cards, homes, and commendations are added up, and the best shelter is named.
In terms of replayability, Forever Home has a few points of variation, like the goal cards and the commendations, which are randomized each game. And there are also advanced sides to the player boards, which include spaces that give you nice little bonuses, like moving dogs around for free. But the real key is the inherent puzzle of the game. At first, this seems like a simple place dogs in shapes and score type of thing. But after a couple of games, you start to realize that if you can get the right training cards, you can sometimes chain them to complete 2 at once, or complete one in such a way that it sets you up to easily complete the next. It's not the biggest brain burner of an efficiency puzzle, but it can be satisfying. And when you add in the extra layers of the home scoring and the commendation board, it adds a little bit of bite.
One other thing that changes the puzzle a bit is the player count. At 2 players, you can kind of plan for your next turn and set up those combos, as you've got a pretty good idea of what cards will still be around. While at 4 or 5 players, that market obviously changes a lot more, so there will be a lot more of just playing the hand that you're dealt. They're both interesting, they're just a bit different. Also a bit different at different counts is the commendation board. As with a lot more competition, it gets more important to just focus on 1 or 2 key goals. There's also a solo mode, which has a deck of cards that randomly discards things from the market, as well as an alternate commendation board that has you add 1 dog to a section each round. And these score for things like having more of one kind than 2 of the others combined. It's kind of a best score mode, but with the extras it does feel a little bit more worthwhile.
Of course, the most important part of a dog game is the dogs, and Forever Home has plenty of cute ones. All of these cards are terrific, especially the home cards that are like full color paintings and line up pleasing little skylines, but also the training cards with their simple white backgrounds and oodles of big fluffy dogs. The little dog meeples are nice too, although the yellow whippet could certainly be more yellow to better differentiate it from the green, and Sean also wishes that it was a Labrador instead. But otherwise, there isn't much in the production to fault. Everything is nice and clear, and if you put these 2 dogs together just right, you can make a canine dogapede.
There is a lot to like in Forever Home. It has pretty much the best theme possible, even if it could use more Labradors. And the game's pretty smooth and moves at a quick pace. That said, it should be noted that this is really a fairly simple gateway game. This doesn't have the brain-burny claws of Calico or the huge variability of something like Planet Unknown. And if you own half a dozen tile placement games already and are looking to be wowed by a big new thing, I'm not sure this will be it. But that's not really a knock. This is going to be better homed with players that want a bit more of a cozy, quick experience with a little bit of extra puzzle. It's the type of thing that you can teach to new gamers in a couple of minutes, and the kind of thing that will bring people in and make them feel clever. This will also definitely appeal to anyone who loves dogs, which I assume is pretty much everyone. If you want a cute tile placement game with a lovely theme that has a nice little decision space, this young pup could be worth taking out for a walk. And that is it. Have you played Forever Home? What did you think? And what other dog-themed games would you recommend? Please let us know in the comments, and please like and subscribe, and hopefully we'll see you all next time for another game.